Hey students, it's Monday, time for our motivational class in English. The teacher always speaks in English on Mondays, yeah, to practice and accurate your listening comprehension. The other day the student asked me, teacher, how do I practice listening comprehension? By listening. And how do you practice speaking? By speaking. And that's the way you do things, by doing, yeah? So that's really important to practice what you want to do. So if you want to be better in listening, the best way you can do it is by listening to movies, films that you like in Netflix, okay? Pause, pay attention to the subtitles in English, pay attention to what they are saying in English. You can pause and repeat, okay? Or you can use the music that you like, yeah? You copy the lyrics and try to understand. Or here in our communication, you try to understand my English because I speak a different English for students, yeah? And after that, I open more the velocity and achieve the fluency for all your listeners, okay? So today we're going to talk about the competences, but organizational competences. We have already talked about our personal competence, the talents we have, the talents that we don't have. It's super important to know who you are, because when you know who you are, you know your actions and you control your reactions. You can control your thoughts and you can be way happier, yeah, related to your life. So I'm going to start telling you a story that happened to me last night. I got robbed, and this year has been the third time that I got robbed. First, it was my cell phone in front of the street. In this case, I was stolen, que vem do verbo steal, roubar, porque rob é com mão armada, okay? With a gun. Não é arm, é gun, okay? So when it's a gun, it's a robbery. And when it's no guns, it's just stealing. So this guy stole my cell phone because I was using in front of my house in the streets, yeah? He was by bicycle. He didn't even shout. He didn't show me a gun. He just took my cell phone away. And when things like this happen to your life, it's important to stop and start analyzing, okay? What's wrong and what's the lesson? I have to learn how to live without my cell phone for 24 hours. That was a good lesson for me, and I saw how addictive I was in cell phones, yeah? Now, the other day I got robbed in my car, yeah? They took Maju's, my daughter's child chair, yeah? The seat chair where we put the car seat for kids, and they took this away, and one of the tires. And yesterday somebody came inside my house, believe it or not, yeah, the door was open. I have this spiritual protection, so I didn't close the door. I didn't remember about this. I'm not this closing person, yeah. I don't keep closing and checking if it's closed or not. I don't have this talk, so perhaps now I need to pay more attention, yeah, because I was too relaxed. The guy entered in my house and took away my husband's cell phone. There wasn't the plug charging. So it's been 3 times that we got robbed this year, and I don't like telling bad news, okay, negativity. I'm not nervous, you know. I understood the lesson. I accept the problem. That's okay. I focus on the solution. We went to the shopping mall and bought a new cell phone. It's okay. It's all right, okay? So the idea here is to ask for my life and for your life, what's the lesson we have to learn? Because if I start being nervous and cussing, xingar this boy, yeah, that took away, he got inside my house, turned it on the lights, got the cell phone, turned it off the lights, closed the door. I heard a noise. I thought it was a spirit, yeah. I had a little bit shock. Maju cried. Okay, our privacy was bankrupt, yeah. It was like this, treated, ameaçada. But first of all, we are okay. Life is okay. I keep breathing, yeah? The cell phone is nothing next to my Maju's life, for example. I just lost Maju in a shopping mall the other day. I got crazy for 7 minutes, yeah? 3 seconds I didn't see her. In 7 minutes she was shopping 3 dolls in a toy store. I almost killed myself, yeah? I was crazy. You can imagine if you are a mother or a father, yeah? So I'm telling all this because your problem can be the same as mine or can be different. It doesn't matter. They are problems, okay? So we learn here in motivational class how to focus to this, how to understand the problems you have. First, accept them and try to learn the lesson. And for this, you have to know your competences, because if you know your talents, you can focus in the solution and have better consequences. Because problems, darling, everybody has. Sickness, health diseases, family problems, financial problems, work problems. We always have something there to learn, because by suffering we evolve. And this is a time for your life that we have to pay attention, yeah, and focus in what you want. And how do you know what you want, what you don't want? You just have to know who you are. So it's very important to start the exercise, what I want and what I don't want. And paying attention to this, you start having actions. Now, we have talked about this, that a lot of people don't like having this. They don't like thinking about this because they don't want to see who they are. They prefer to point about other people's lives, yeah? You prefer to talk about other people. It's much more comfortable, yeah? To talk about my neighbor, my friends, my family members, yeah? Much better than looking at me. We don't want to see this dark side of us, who is lazy, not courageous, lack of attention. We don't want to do things, yeah? So all this lack of motivation, all this comes into a procrastination, yeah? We never do it, we never achieve, and one more year is going by, and we don't go there, we don't find the discipline. Where are the things I need to have in order to achieve what I want? And you don't find this because you don't even want to ask, because if you ask, you're gonna have to answer. And if you answer, baby, you have to start acting, yeah? So most of the people like playing the victim, crying, stay on the sofa. I've done this several times in my life, but I started to observe, yeah, to believe that this wasn't the best way. And the best way is to grow up, to be mature, to face the problem, yeah? So that's why today we're going to talk about these competences. And I'm going to start asking you some questions in order for you to know yourself better, yeah? Are you an organized person? Because when you have things organized in your closets, in your bedroom, in your house, things will be organized inside you. And this all starts in a physical action of cleaning, donating, and open space. But we don't want to do this, yeah, because we are lazy. I have to do this into my closets and Maria Julia's closets once every fortnight. Fortnight is quinzena. Once every fortnight, horrível essa palavra, mas é quinzena, okay? Once every fortnight I stop to put the things in order, because the closet will always be disorganized, okay? And what happens? You feel better. Now, to stop and organize, you are going to tell me, teacher, I don't have time, yeah? And when we don't have time to do what we want, you don't have time to study English, you don't have time to organize your closet, you don't have time to go to the gym, you don't have time for your kids. Actually, it's not that you don't have time, it's that you don't have priorities. We have talked about this already, yeah? So let me remember you, because this is just like a bath. It's important to remember you every week, okay? If you don't have time, baby, you don't have priorities. Stop eluding yourself. Stop self-sabotaging yourself, saying that you don't have time. You don't have priorities, because if that's the priority for you, the planet's going to stop. And you're going to do it. You will find time, yeah? I remember Maju was 3 months old, yeah? Breastfeeding, and I had my husband, and I had to cook and give classes in some franchises here in São Paulo, and I didn't stop working. So I was a mother, at the same time I was a wife, at the same time I was a teacher, and I stopped and I said, who am I? Because I wanted to do some courses and I couldn't. My exercise training stopped. This life for me stopped. So I didn't have time for me anymore because I was donating too much time for the baby. But when I focused in the priority, that course was a priority for me, I started studying 1 o'clock in the morning and getting up at 6 or 7. It didn't took me so much because I just changed the priorities, yeah? So at night, after midnight, Maju wasn't my priority anymore. And I gave this priority to my intellectual goal, target, straight, yeah? And then I put this. But this is my case. I'm trying to illuminate your story with mine, okay? Because my life is an open book. And I'm here exactly to tell you what are the strategies for this competence. And the first one is organization. Now, if you don't have organization, it's because you don't have time. And if you don't have time, you don't have management. Management is when you know how to manage your agenda, your life. And this starts in your personal life. If you want to have a good professional life, intellectual life, physical life, you got to start in your personal life. So you got to start organizing. You can bear on your mind, dependendo da sua mente, bear on your mind. You can't. You have to write in papers everything you have to do. You can't feel like, with my memory, I'm going to remember tomorrow or next week that I have this meeting or I have this important schedule, appointment. No, you have to write. Your life has to be organized with time for this and time for that, and you check this. And this is an orgasm when you check the things you have to do in the agenda. It's wonderful, yeah? So after you have this management, you're going to start going to the next competence, which is data analysis. Do you know how to analyze datas? Datas are information, it's not dates, it's datas, information. That's business English, okay? So when you know how to analyze this information, you know how to see the numbers, you're going to find new numbers. Because if you're looking for a new job, darling, and you don't send 100 CVs, if you're looking for a new job and you don't make the numbers clicking in LinkedIn for the right people, if you want a job and you're not doing the numbers are not going to do you, yeah? So you're trying a miracle. You want a blessing from God, but you don't pray every day. How many minutes do you pray every day? Tell me how many minutes you spend on what you want, and I will tell you the consequence you're gonna have. So all your results is depending on numbers. You have to learn how to analyze these data, these numbers, okay? So you want to lose weight, okay? How many calories are you putting inside you, yeah? Where's your diet? And how many hours are you spending at the gym per day? Because after 1 week, I can tell you the numbers. If you do the numbers are going to do you. But we don't want to analyze the data, yeah? You want to speak English, so tell me how many hours did you spend the last week giving yourself into this, investing your time into English, because the classes are here. It's just a matter of having a notebook and writing down the sentences, using the comments, and let myself correct you, yeah? But no, it's better what? To forget about it. Let's pass. Let's do something that's much more fun, yeah? So we're talking about decisions and analyzing numbers. And I can put here many different issues and cases and examples for you to see how the numbers make a person. So do you want a new car? That's great. How many people have you been talking to about this? How many sites have you been watching? What are the numbers? Because if you don't do the numbers won't do you, yeah? How much money are you saving every day for what you want, yeah? I spent like 2 years without a pizza in order to buy my apartment. Do you think things are going to be easy in this life? Do you really think in this planet things are going to drop from the sky for you? If you still have this fake belief, it's time for you to wake up together with me and get illuminated, yeah? Because the illumination here is to see the reality. And the reality is, if you sweat, baby, you're gonna get it. I promise you. If you sweat your butt on the chair in order to study English, you will do it. You can do it. If you send your curriculum for more than 3 digits people, I mean numbers of hundreds, you will get a job. Be sure about this. Don't think that if you don't do the numbers are going to do you. So try to understand this. Administration, management of your time, organization, and data analysis. All right? Next is your planning. Because if you don't have a planning, you're not going to achieve anything in your life. And this includes any area of your life. And let me remember you, that includes girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands, and wives. Because if you want a good relationship, and don't tell me that you don't want. Don't tell me that you don't want a person that loves you and a person that you can love. Don't tell me that you don't want to have a relationship, because you're lying to yourself. Everybody wants to be loved. And just one example of this is related to planning, because if you want a new boyfriend, you start planning new courses, new places to visit, new people to talk to, yeah, and not just going to the discos and dancing, because there they have problem people just like you, yeah. We have people that are trying to drinking and dancing in these places. I'm not saying that's not good to go, but I used to go every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday dancing and drinking in order to find a boyfriend, and all of them that I met there were problematic people, yeah? So pay attention to the places where you're going. I met my husband in a barbecue, yeah? I would never meet my husband in a disco club, because he would have the same problem as me, which was lack of self-knowledge. We didn't know ourselves, yeah? So we're talking about this because I don't know what area of life you want to change. And in this moment, perhaps you're watching me and you don't even know what area to think about because it's chaos in all areas. You don't have a relationship, you don't have money, and that's related to your prosperity, but you say that people are better than you and you will never believe in this, so you think it's your fault and you blame yourself, si culpa, you find yourself guilty into this, or you have a problem with your family because you don't talk with mom and dad, sisters or brothers, and that's include 12 areas of your life that's not in organization. So let me tell you something. You have a problem that you have to solve, because when things are doing right in most of the areas, I'm not telling you that's going to be perfect, okay? I do have problems, but when all the areas of your life are kind of walking through, going in front, you understand that you are in the correct path. Now, you're hitting your car, getting robbed like I did, and fighting with people, discussing with dad, in a bad mood, negativity, pessimistic, never motivated, drinking, dancing, and all vitiations, addictions that you can believe. Something is wrong. You are in the wrong path. It's time to watch. So you need to have this planning, because when you have the planning, it's time for you to watch your life in all areas. And which one do you want to change? Because sometimes you don't even know which one you want, and it's important to choose one, to focus in one, because when you put focus in one area, you're gonna have the results. Now, what you're doing, you are dividing yourself into different energies to all different areas of your life, and you don't have results in any of them, because perhaps you don't want to work, or you don't want to sweat. Perhaps you want that, but you don't want to pay the price, Successful people work like crazy. Now, do you think just people that work or are super busy are people that makes money? What do you like doing? What do you know how to do already? You don't need to find a new course. It's time for you to do what you know how to do. Can you make a good cake? Can you make a good brigadeiro? Serve society to what you know. With what you know, serve society and be happy for that. But that includes analyzing yourself in order to be resolved. Já ouviu falar aquela pessoa bem resolvida? Resolved people. They talk better. Everything is all right. Catastrophes happen in their lives, but it's okay. They learn the lesson. They keep on going. They have values, principles. They are organized. They administrate their times. They plan. Because when you plan, baby, you have plan A, plan B, and plan C. Nothing is going to get you down. So you have a crush, that's plan A, and just in case this crush don't want to go out with you, you have a plan B, why not? And I'm talking about plan Bs and plan Cs for all cases. Don't focus just in one best friend or in one crush. Now you're going to say, teacher Grazella told me to kiss a lot. No, I'm just telling you that you have to get plan A for your job and plan B for a job just in case you lose this one. You gotta have a plan B. If you are married, no plan Bs if you're married. But I'm talking about these teenagers, that don't know that you focus too much in that person with expectations, and you don't have planning B, just in case this person dies, because this person is gonna die one day. This person is gonna leave, your train is gonna stop in a station, and your life is going to continue, and this person is going to drop. So I'm telling you to be prepared for life, because life is going to take you out your money. Life is going to take you out the people that you like. Life is going to take you out your sickness, your health, sua saúde, just to observe how you react. And these are lessons. We are talking here about motivation, but motivation is what? Be realistic. Am I lying here? And I'm telling anything fake news or facts that you never heard about it? So we're talking about, after planning, these techniques of learning about yourself. You have to learn. Some people meditate, some people do yoga, some people go to the church. I don't care. Do something in order to find yourself. Some people read the books, find something in the Bible, ask people, go to gurus. I don't care. You have to learn who you are. And you are not that bad person, just the monster you found in you, or the monster you didn't find yet, que ainda não achou. You have a good part, which is the quality. Now, if you don't have balance into this, you think you are too much, or you think you are too less, we are talking about serenity. We are not talking about euphoria, because this is not happiness. This is a kind of depression too. We are talking about going down and be serenity in calm tone of voice, and talk to people with gentleness and kindness, and say, no, not today, sorry. Why? Because I love myself. Oh, sorry, today I can't. So we are talking about techniques not to frustrate yourself. And we have already talked about this frustration. Frustration is when you expect too much about others and people are not going to do what you want. People are not going to do what you would do because people are not you. So stop thinking about this. If I were her, I would do this or I would do that, because they won't do it. I stopped thinking about what my husband will do or not because he's completely different than me. And I love him the way that he is, with his bad aspects and good aspects, the defaults, yeah, and the qualities. And that's the way you have to love your mom, dad, brothers, sisters, because they're different and they have bad parts too, black parts, because you do have as well. You do have black parts as well. So you start loving others and learn how to forgive and forget them because you understand what are your parts as well. Now, if you don't know yourself, darling, if you are always in a refugee, traveling, drinking, trying to go out, trying to be around people, and these distractors of life that's super good, but too much is over distractors, you're not going to find you. You need a target for physical or intellectual. You need a target to run forth. And in this between, in this process, you're going to find yourself, be sure. And it's amazing. Sometimes you're going to cry, and it's okay. You're going to discover a new you. And believe, this is wonderful. This is maturity. You start crying less and understanding better. You have total balance. You don't react into resources. Where are your resources? You need to have this, yeah? Fontes de recursos, resources. Where can I find myself just in case I cry or I don't feel good? Who can I talk to? Do you have a best friend or a person that you can have some coffee and talk about your life? That's super important. Psychologists ask this all the time, yeah? You need to have a resource, a person that you can count on, a person that loves you and you love this person. At least one, okay? Because to be alone is more difficult. Social life is super important. You don't need to have 10 friends like teenagers doing. I have many friends. We know that this is going to count 4 or 5 maximum in your life, yeah? The ones that you really can count on. But do have these friends where you donate love and at the same time you can receive, where you help and this person can help. Because after we become adults, you don't need a friend to go to the bakery with you. You don't need company to go to the supermarket anymore. You need a friend to tell you how good you are when you were down. You need a friend that tells you, you can do it. I believe in you. Congratulations. That's what friends are for. To put yourself up when you're down. And not to say, I told you. This is not a good friend. So what kind of friend have you been doing as yourself? What kind of friend have you been? And what kind of friends do you want? Yeah, in your list. It's time for you to cut some friends, their colleagues. Yeah. So pay attention to these resources. Next, you have to learn how to take decisions. So let me just review so far. The organizational competences, administration management, okay? Data analysis, planning, okay? Techniques, yeah? You have to get techniques, presentation techniques to know who you are, yeah? Resources, who you can count on, all right? Decisions, and your decisions will be always taken based on your talents and values, the principles, os princípios that you have. So if honesty is your principle, your decision is going to be based on this. If security is your value, so your decision is going to be taken based on this. If family is your value, your decision is going to be taken based on this. For example, me, it's family, yeah? For my husband, it's security. So we have different decisions. After comes family for Osvaldo, but first is security. He can't be an entrepreneur or a businessman. Yeah, he can't. He needs security. I know. I love insecurity. I love to be on the flow. I love to have this. So that's different people. So in this case, if I know that I am this way, I understand my decisions and I have better decisions. And in this case, you have to learn how to take decisions in a faster way. You don't need to be impulsive and take a decision in 1 minute, but you can't be undecided and take no decisions, darling, or take years to take a decision, yeah? Because this is going to put you into suffering. You're going to suffer. That's a passport. You are buying a ticket to suffer. So we're talking about fast decision makers, And people that can do this with values and principles based in I do this, I'll do again, and I'll do again. Don't be undecided. Oh, what if? And what about this? Or this brings you much more insecurity. Choose one and go. Because in the middle of the path, no meio do caminho, that's no good either. That's hell. Okay? Inferno do mesmo jeito. To be in the middle. So decide. Okay? The next, it's about solution. You have to focus in the solution of the problems. Because if you focus in the problems, forget about it. You're going to be negative, negative, and negative. So focus about the way, how can you get out of this? Yeah? Don't think about, because I have to take the bus every day. No. Focus in the solution. How many years you can buy a car? How much money can you invest in order to buy a car? Now, if you don't think car is necessary, keep going by subway, change your time and whatever. We can have solutions in any area of life. It's just a matter of sitting, planning, and putting your head into actions, because you think too much when you're sleeping and you forget about putting this in action. Next step is negotiation. You have to learn how to negotiate. But you can't be a boring person that negotiates the prices all down all the time, yeah? This is not discounting, you're bargaining, pedindo socorro em descontos, né? Bargain. Don't do that. That's bargain. Ask, please, please. No. You have to learn how to negotiate. What can you give in order to receive? So Maju always tells me, Mommy, can I go outside? And I say, yeah, you can, but first you have to clean. Yeah, and then she says, okay, Mommy, can I have a new doll? And I say, yeah, you can have a new doll, but first you have to save. So I always negotiate with her. Yeah, I can do this for you in order if you do this for me. I am preparing her to life, because there's no way to give. Yeah, okay, you can give not expecting to receive, that's a donation. But when you negotiate, you have to give your part in order to receive the part of the others. There are people in this life that just want to give or just want to receive, and this is wrong. Out of charity, okay? We're not talking about charity, caridade aí não, okay? Next, delegation. You have to learn how to decentralize, because you do everything that you want because you think you're going to do the best. You are the best and fuck the rest. Nobody can do better than you. And what you input, a lot of things that you have to do, yeah? Things that you could delegate or decentralize, give to other people. Help me, please. Can you do this for me? And your agenda would have time for you, for yourself, for your family. But no, you want to do everything because you don't believe in people. And when you don't believe in people, you don't believe in yourself. So you're always with an eye open, yeah? This is no good. It's too much energy paying attention to the person if she's gonna say bad things about you on your back or not, or whatever. You have to trust, baby. If you got hurt 1 or 2 times in your life because mean and bad people, don't think all the world or the planet is like this. There are good people, yes. There are good-hearted people. So you have to believe and decentralize this and say, I believe in you. You can do this for me. Maju is 3 years old and she washes the dishes. My husband takes out the plates off the table. And you know why? Because we pay 50-50 our financial life. And why not he can work with me 50-50 in the household tasks? Yeah? I'm talking about doing the dishes, the laundry. Yeah? Because we have just once a week maid that cleans for us. And the other days we have to share. Why not? If we share the financial, why can't we share the household? Yeah? We are older now. It's so important to open the life for this. Yeah, open your mind. Things have changed. A lot of people don't even get married in church anymore. They don't even wear a ring. Yeah, they get together. It's okay. Love is the solution here. So learn how to do this, decentralize. And the next step, darling, is the talent to be flexible. If you are not flexible, you're going to suffer in your life. I promise you, because you don't know how to make changes. And life is changing all the time. Do you know these people that always sits in the same place? You know that people that needs to eat that thing all the time and systematic. These people suffer a lot because one day this is going to change. Someday the person is going to sit on your chair in the middle of the break, yeah, in the coffee break, and the person takes your chair, and what you say, that's my chair, that's my place, because you want to repeat the same place where you seated at. You're getting old, darling. You have to try new places, new people, new things, new smells, go to different places all the time, yeah? The other day my friend told me, but Graziella, you went to Bertioga at the beach here in São Paulo. Yeah, because I've been to Maresias, Paraty, Ubatuba, Caraguá, Juqueí, Boiçucanga, all the south and the north seaside from São Paulo. It's time for me to meet Bertioga, darling, because I want to meet new places, new people, find myself in new situations, test and experience myself and yourself in different places. Don't be inflexible. This is gonna make you suffer a lot, okay? Finally, time management. That includes your organization, because if you're organized, you have this time management. It's time to go. It's time to wake up. It's time to study. I don't question myself. Is it time to go to the gym? Do I want? If I ask this, the question is no, and I don't go. I don't even give time to myself to question. I dominate my mind. My mind dominates my body. And there goes the system of self-leadership. You have to be the leader. You want to make your mind or your thoughts control you. Come on. Time management, it's over. Like in school, it's time to eat, it's time to sleep, it's time to play. You learned this back in school, and now you are an adult and you don't have time management. This is fucking ridiculous. You have to grow up, okay? Be outside of the immaturity where the alarm clock controls you, the sleepy soneca controls you, the snoozy. That's fucking ridiculous. It's time for you to take control of your life, including your time management. And finally, darling, it's time for you to manage yourself, yeah? To exactly what you want, and take out the things that you don't want. Be with the people that you like, that helps you, that prosper with you, that positive you, and get away from the people who's not helping. Help the ones that you can, okay? And go forth. The life is to go forward, not backwards. Everybody is evolving. If you meet a person in 5 years' time, somehow she evolved. In 5 minutes, somehow she evolved. We are learning every day. We are into an era of information. YouTube is incredible. You can find any kind of information you want. You Google it and you have answers. This wasn't like this the last decade. We didn't have this access. So now you don't have any more excuse. It's time to grow. It's time to ask about the questions that you want to make. What are the questions do you want to make? What will help to happen to you after you